Welcome back. So as you can see, the villain has gotten a 4x4 lift kit, probably about 23-inch lift kit. And by that, I mean 4 6-ton jack stands. I need to get it up in the air so I can go ahead and mount the Power Glide transmission from B&M onto the L8T 6.6 liter. I've got a bunch of new parts I want to show you today, and some of those require removing the wiper blades in the cowl, so I already went ahead and did that in advance. Let's go take a look. So this is the Holley single plane 4150 flanged intake manifold for Gen V or Gen 5 engines, LT platform. This is super low, right? And not only is it super low, but it's super light. This is way light. I mean, it's got some weight to it because it's cast aluminum, but it's way lighter than the high ram. The high ram was, I couldn't just one-hand it like this. I'm gonna go ahead and mock this up so we can see how much space we have with the 4150. That's a big deal. So I've got that simulated angle on the engine again, and this is kind of what it's gonna be like. Is that lined up there? Yeah, it's lined up. The big difference here, flipping it around, is if you do that, you get some ports down here. So you can see, set that up for you. So we have one port here, and another port here that has a block-off plate. I have the bungs for this that come with the kit from Holley. I may have to flip that back. I'm not really sure until my carburetor gets here and my fuel setup and all this stuff, how everything works. I think one maybe for vacuum. I'm not really sure. I need to do some research on that part. But the most concerning part was this, the space. Now, it looks to me like we're gonna lose the wiper just because of the way the flange is, how far back it is. I think the bowls and metering blocks on each side, this side's gonna be a problem. I'm definitely gonna have to cut some stuff out, but that's okay. I don't have to mess with anything with the windshield, and it's a very minimal cut. So once the carb comes in, I'll be able to look at that and check that out. But I mean, dang, that's a good look. I mean, that's a decent little setup there. Super light, flip it around. Easy to maintain and use and take off and on at the track. It comes with bolts instead of studs, or what I almost said head studs. It comes with bolts instead of studs coming out of the heads. So I like that. People say, oh no, because you can strip a bolt, pulling it in and out. And I'm like, well, you can simply strip one of the studs as well. So I mean, it's whatever. I prefer just to bolt on and be done, because could you imagine having to go up and over and lay back down on that? I don't need anything else. I'm gonna have to cut some, but not as much as I would have done with the high ram. I mean, it would have went all the way in the glass, and that's no bueno. Gotta have glass for certain classes. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and mock up the transmission in the car, because it's not really safe for me to like film and do that at the same time. I am alone by myself out here, so you could understand my sense of caution with doing that and having a camera in the mix. I'd rather just get it done and then show you guys the results. All right, so getting underneath the car here, you can see I have the transmission bolted up. I gotta delete those heat shields. Freaking getting out of the car, I ripped my pants. And like that metal part right there caught and it tore it out. But underneath the car, if you look way down there, you can see there's a black bar that goes all the way across. It's got some handprints on it for me shimmying in and out of this thing. Those are BMR weld-in subframe connectors. And I gotta say, I'm super happy that those are in there, because I don't have to take them off of HOSS. They're on here, those can stay on there, and that's that. So I've got almost factory clearance in there with the transmission. Everything's bolted up. Now, when you're using old school Chevy bell housing style, the 12 o'clock bolt on the back of this, remember, is not at 12 o'clock. It's at like, I don't know, I think it's like over here, like 10:30, or no, it's over here like 12:30 or something. It was late for lunch. So they put it over to the side on the block. So you can't really use that one. The next thing that I have, so I've got the starter to put on. I got a new starter in, same bolts, but you can see the problem with the old one and the new one. What's the difference? Besides the GM sticker. Yeah, I'll be able to put that in, and I'm making some progress. I have something else I want to show you. So with all this talk about no fuel injection, using carburetors, no EFI. What are we going to use for engine management? And that, my friends, I have a solution for. It is this. The empty box of the MSD 6.6L 3, and 3 for the part number denotes the color, which I have it in black. The MSD LS BLACK. Now, this is made for LS engines, Gen 3 and Gen 4. However, as you know, we deleted the direct port injection and we are deleting VVT. So in essence, we are running a Gen 4 LS, basically. That's what we've done. We've taken super modern and gone not so modern. However, we gained thicker block walls, larger displacement, and pretty daggone low miles. So we've got room for growth in the future. But this MSD box is gonna do everything that we needed to do. It's gonna give us launch control, it's gonna give us timing control, it's gonna give us step retard. I mean, there's so many things that it gives us that I'm reading off the box on the back because I'm using it as a cheat sheet. But let me show you the parts. So here's what we got. We've got the MSD LS series ignition controller, right, from MSD. Super, super nice. Got a 2.5 bar map sensor right on the freaking box. So if you're using it, great, you know, for boost or whatever. If you're not using it, that's cool, because if you're not force inducted or nitrous, but this is gonna be a nitrous motor. So using the map sensor is gonna help you regardless. This is the little port. There you go. For the USB, for the PC on the fly. You gotta watch out for them laptops. And then you've got your two harnesses, your main, and this is gonna be for your crank and cam, totally separate. Everything is mapped out, and this is completely potted, so you can mount it in the engine bay. You just have to mount it vertical, because people mount it like this and the box floods out, because this is, even though they say it's potted, this can get moisture in it, and the box is designed to vent out. So I always, whenever I've had these back in the day, always had this mounted like, boom, on the firewall somewhere. But I may mount it inside. I don't know yet. It's a pretty lengthy harness. Speaking of harness, here's your harnesses. Let's see here. Let's get everything organized. All right. So this is your main, right? Boom. You got super easy. Power, ground, and another ground. That's it. That is it. I mean, that's so easy. And then you have coil driver side, or no, passenger, duh, because it's a passenger. But anyway, the point is bank 1, bank 2, right? That's, and a coolant temp sensor, engine coolant temp sensor. That is it for that. And then they send you 2 harnesses, right? So one of them, let's see, one of them is shorter than the other, right? And the reason why is the short one, goodness, I'm getting in a fight with wires. 2 black connectors, right, for crank and cam, that's 24X reluctor wheel, right? Then the long one, so I have to double back twice again because it's longer, is designed for Gen 4, which cam and crank, 58X reluctor wheel. And the reason why is because the crank sensor is all the way in the back of the block underneath the starter, and then the cam is all the way up here. Now, I'm gonna be deleting the VVT by using a blockout, or I'm sorry, not a blockout, what am I talking about? A lockout system, right? So the lockout's gonna lock it at 0 degrees, give us more piston to valve clearance, and we can do our little digital timing with the coils here. So I'll be using Gen 4 to Gen 5 harness adapters that repin it so that the MSD can talk to the engine. It's got this harness, which is the secondary harness, the sub harness. And the sub harness includes, check it out, the fun stuff. Obviously this bag is hardware so you can mount it. Let me set that over here so I don't spill it everywhere. The sub harness gives you a bunch of cool stuff. I'm gonna straighten it all out real quick. All right, so like I said, this is the secondary harness. This part goes towards the ECU or ignition controller, the MSD box. And then this part gives you the cam crank, which is, this is what this plugs into, beep boop, right? And then this also gives you 2 or 3 wires. So gray one is the tack. I believe the blue one is launch control and the pink one is step retard. For timing, or it may be backwards. But regardless, these two are for launch and step, and the gray one is for the big old 5-inch auto beater tack that I'd get one day. And then that's pretty much it. So as you can see, it's literally 7 wires, that's it. Super easy to do, super easy to hook up. I mean, literally cakes and pies. So now that's all out the way and we've discussed how we're gonna control ignition and how we're gonna do this whole show, need to go ahead and install the gaskets and the bolts and the bungs and get this thing bolted on proper to the engine, because it's easier to cover one big hole than it is to cover 8 smaller holes. And I don't say small holes because, you know, these intake ports are huge. So let's get to work.
A few moments later.
All right, that thing is done. Let's check this out. Put this tool up. All right, so that is it. Fully bolted, mounted, all that good stuff. I mean, it is pretty decent. I did have to clearance it a little bit because the flanges from who produced this valve cover, the flanges are a little thick. They hang over the height of the deck, just like a little bit, like over the edge. So I had to clearance the intake manifold a little bit, but that is specific to me and my problem with these valve covers. But other than that, I like them. So needless to say, if you get one of these, you won't have to do that. But all in all, that's a good looking fit. There you have it. L8T, single plane, Holley, intake manifold, done. Plenty of room as far as like cowl goes, but when the carburetor comes in, we're definitely gonna have to do some cutting. It's coming from Pro Systems, the fastest carburetors on the planet. I talked to Patrick, they're a really nice guy. I should have it by the middle to end of next week. So hopefully, as long as there's no shipping delays, I'll be able to get it on there and get it fitted up for next time that we hang out. I'm really glad that you made it this far in the video. Super awesome. I greatly appreciate it. Hit all the buttons. It definitely helps the channel grow. Until then, I'll see you next time.